Immerse yourself in the profound insights offered by Father Chuck Belmonte as he delves into daily reflections on various gospel passages from the Bible.
March 16th, Sunday. Why doesn't God give us complete happiness now? The Transfiguration happened right after our Lord's first prediction of his passion. Our Lord then taught them how to follow the Messiah. Whoever wishes to come after me must deny himself, take up his cross, and follow me. God promises happiness and every good thing. We experience some of it in this life, but why don't we get everything now? The answer is that in God's plans, the cross and glory go together. We want the glory, but not the cross. But God's cross is bearable because of the promise of heaven and because he remains with us now, helping us to fight. Christ's passion leads to the glory of the resurrection. Christ taught this by his words to his apostles, by the revelation of his glory on the mountain, accompanied by the testimony of Moses and Elijah representing the law and the prophets, by the cloud and by the words of the Father, by Christ's actual passion and by his resurrection. How can our Lenten sacrifices connect us with Christ's passion and resurrection? How can we integrate the cross and glory into our ordinary lives? What lessons does God want to teach us through the gospel? We can find out only by taking it to our prayer. God brings good out of the evil of the cross. He does not inflict the cross. Thus, we should not wish anyone to suffer. The gospel can teach us what to do with suffering, but the suffering is not good in itself. We should want to alleviate the crosses of those around us. Nearness to Christ is a comfort to a Christian who suffers. Nearness to us and our aid is the balm the suffering people need to receive. So how can I alleviate the crosses of those around me? Like the apostles, we too believe firmly in God. We too are convinced that Christ was sent by God to bring us to heaven. We now have much more convincing proof that Christ was not only the Messiah, an envoy of God, but the very Son of God. But we are still very much like the apostles in our human weaknesses and our half-hearted acceptance of God's purpose for and promises to us. How good God has been to us! He has prepared for us an eternity of happiness. We can also see how little God asks of us during our few short years in return for what he has prepared for us. Unfortunately, we had moments when our vices and not our virtues took charge, when we sold our eternal heritage in exchange for a plate of earthly pottage. But while there is life, there is hope. We can still put things right with God. Lord, it is good for us to be here. It is wonderful to be children of God on the road back to our Father. It is wonderful to be assured that in death this body of ours, with its propensity to sin, will give place to a glorified body, free from all pain and ready to enjoy the eternal happiness waiting for us.
I would be delighted to extend an invitation to you once again tomorrow for another insightful reflection on the gospel by Father Belmonte.